Ross, a 1-1 draw against a really good Havant team. What are your thoughts on that?
First I thought we were really good. We created many chances. We probably should have maybe taken 2 of them from memory. But I thought that was a real difficult game today. I thought they were throwing everything at it. They really wanted to win to try and get into those playoff positions, and we had to deal with a lot of direct play, a lot of long balls, the physicality, the energy, and I thought we'd done well. Overall, to take the league was really pleasing. To concede that quick was obviously disappointing. Something we need to look back on. But in terms of the game and effort, it was a difficult game. But at the same time, I thought we'd done enough to get those points. But listen, they were throwing everything at it. They got some big boys up front. They were really effective with their play. We dealt with it. It was. I thought a point was actually quite fair. So I think we'll take that.
When I'm looking at their team, just to concentrate on them, they had some really good substitutes. Mo Fowl coming on, brilliant goal scorer in this division. Danny Wright, a seasoned striker. And then when you've got a bench like that, then it can always be a boost. But we dealt with that. I mean, Joe Osler, we know much about him, James Roberts. We dealt with that. They came, they were solid, but we were good as well. We had long spells with the ball. Again, does it come down to that sort of, we need to be more clinical maybe?
Yeah, I thought first off we created loads of chances. I think the only disappointing thing I said to the players is, we work so hard on our patterns and our play and our general sort of position and tactics that when we get into the final third in that penalty box, I think sometimes it's sort of off the cuff a little bit because it has to be. I think we can definitely do better in that. I think we've developed it a long way. We've got loads more to do. But in terms of being clinical, I think that's quite an important word today. Is I think at half time, if we put 2 or 3 of those away, I think the game's dead. I think we control it, but it gives them a boost at 0-0. But again, it's something that we've got to look forward to try and correct on Saturday, and we'll go from there.
Some really good attacking play from us. Some really good defensive play as well. I mean, Jack Davies, jumping in front of the ball to make a great block. Canis Carroll putting his head on the line. Obviously, that's where all the added time came from. Is that as pleasing for you as well? That I know we've not kept a clean sheet, which is a little bit of a sour moment, but we've done quite well to defend and get a point, I suppose.
Yeah, there was a few good performances defensively. I thought their goalie had a good game. I thought that he made a great save for Andre. There's a few half chances that we need to do better with. I thought, listen, everyone's got to put their body on line. That's the minimum requirement. And if you don't want to do that, you won't play. Simple as that. So to see that is pleasing, but that's a given. Everyone knows that. Obviously Jack coming in and putting his body on the line and his quality on the ball. Listen, I can't really fault anyone really. I think you look at the goal, we can definitely prevent it. I thought the centre, it was a bit chaos. I think the energy and the enthusiasm and the excitement of us scoring how we did was overwhelming. I think a little bit of structure lost in that sort of first minute of the second half or after we scored. But we tried to pick it apart, and it felt like a draw, and it ended a draw because both teams were going for it, and there was a lot on the line. You could see after the game that there was a lot of their players laying on the pitch, and they've thrown everything at it today. And we've stand up to the challenge, and we've headed load of balls out the box. We've got cuts and bruises. We've defended really well, and I think a point is fair.
I think you summed it up really well there. You say that coming into the game, it was quite a big game, 2 to go. There's all these analogies, like if this happens, this can happen. If this happens, this can happen. Down to the last game now. We know a lot more about how the league table will finish. We know we need to go to Bath and win the game. That's it. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
The bottom line is to go and put a good performance in. And I said that if we perform well, we can normally get a win. So the performance comes first. Thinking about the win never happens. You've got to put the work in. So we've got to think about the performance first and our energy levels and the game plan and addressing Bath properly, because it's going to be a difficult game. It always is at their place. Last year we had a good lead and we sort of took our foot off the gas a little bit, and it was a blistering hot day. It was so hot. So we've got to make sure we prepare properly, because it's going to be a real difficult game, and hopefully we take that into the playoff game. So it's something we're looking forward to. The boys have got to rest up. That was a big shift today. I thought Havant turned up physically, and we had to match it, which we did, but it's going to take a lot out of us. So I think tomorrow's important we rest, and then we're back on the pitch on Tuesday.
Finally from me, it was a little bit of a weird feeling at the end. You summed it up really well before. Either team could have probably won it in them mad last few minutes. A draw, probably fair, like you've said. Were we content? Were we a bit disappointed that we've conceded so after the goal? Were we happy with kind of, we've done we are where we are in the league? What was the mood like? Can you sum it up for us?
Again, yeah, I think it shows how far we've come to be disappointed with those results, and to be disappointed with those results against a team like Havant, who are full time. And I said to the players, look, I think that shows how far we have come in terms of our character as well, and our ambition is that's not good enough for us to feel good. We always want the 3 points, and sometimes that's a good thing, is that boys are disappointed. But we have to actually dissect it a little bit more and say, look, a point is better than no points, and we said that all season. We'll take points over no points. And we'll see where we are on Saturday. But yeah, of course, the final moments of the game, everyone's a little bit deflated, because I think we've done enough to get more goals and maybe get a win. But if you've got to strip it right back and go, right, I think that might be fair, because their goal we didn't defend properly. They put up a few balls in our second half, and we defended it well. We didn't really have much of a possession spell up until our goal. So yeah, I think a point is fair.
Ross, thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.